Good morning, it's John Neal here. It's Wednesday, the 26th of August 2026. And yeah, today I'm going to tell you about e-bikes, scooters, e-scooters, e-mopeds and e-motorbikes. Do you know the difference between them all? And do you know where you can and can't ride them? You might be surprised. Right, let's get on with it.
I would walk for miles in the hope of seeing your face.
Right, before we go much further, let me just set the scene. Only a short ride. I've got to get back sharpish, but I've got some time. Look at the weather. I would say it's cool, but it's not as hot. It's certainly not warm. I've had to put this long shirt on. And yeah, it's threatening to rain. I mean, look at the grass over here. You can see it's still very brown, although my lawn's picked up a bit, got some green on it. And I'm told that some of these roads are actually closed, and this one is in particular, although the signs at the end of the road actually were put to one side, but I've seen no traffic along here so far, and which means I can use the little drone to do some filming, which will be nice. But no, the theme I'd like to bring up is e-bikes and scooters and mopeds and motorbikes. Put e-beam in front of all of those, meaning electric powered, and I'll tell you about the bike I am on at the moment. Yeah, you can see on the road, it is actually wet. I think there's a car coming. And I thought this road was closed. Not at the moment. But I'm just stopping to look at these trees. As you can see, the leaves have turned brown, and they haven't. So what's happened is the ends of the branches, in fact whole branches and just particular branches, are sometimes turned brown with the lack of water because we've had this drought for so long. So it's I don't know if it's sad to see that the trees are suffering under stress, and they're leaving some of the leaves turn brown well ahead of time, because it's only August. They shouldn't be turning brown yet at all. But we've had some rain, and there's some more promised today, which is why I've got to keep going. Tomorrow is even better for me for time, but it's going to thunderstorm tomorrow, which for the countryside, the farms, the fields and the gardens will be okay. But we actually need it. Yeah. Well, this is as nice a spot as any to stop and tell you what I'm talking about today. You see, you've got an e-bike. Let me bring my bike in just to explain the first statement I want to give you. This is an e-bike. Look. That's an e-bike, my friend. Illegal bike and our council. with going straight past it. I love it. There you go. There's no throttle on it, it's just handlebars. In order to get the power assist on this bike, which is a regular e-bike, I have to pedal. And once I start pedaling, I can get power assistance on it. And I can have low up to quite high. And then when I reach 15.5 miles an hour, which I don't know what that is in kilometers per hour, it then cuts out. So I can't have any power assist beyond 15 miles an hour or less. So it's just an assist on slow speeds, basically. Right, well, let's stick with the bikes first. You can then have what I will have to call an e-moped, which may have pedals on, but it will often have a throttle as well. So you could actually turn the throttle and go a lot faster. That's a proper powered motorbike with an internal combustion engine. Yeah, the e-mopeds are really a moped. So if you were 16, whatever, you would buy a moped, put L plates on, a crash helmet, get insured, have number plates on it, away you go. But nowadays, it seems, if you've got an e-moped, you just jump on and go. No crash helmet, no insurance, no number plates. But I have to say, before I even start all this, and I've started already, I thoroughly approve of these vehicles. They're fantastic. This is terrific for me. It gives me a lot of assistance, which is great. The e-mopeds, fantastic. They're quiet, they are clean, and they get you from A to B perfectly easily. But the trouble is that the regulations on them are just not enforced. There are regulations, they're not enforced. So for a moped, you've really got to have those things. You've got to have a crash helmet, whether it's one of these or not, I don't know. You've got to have number plates on it and have it insured. And I bet you a lot of these folk who ride them around at the moment, particularly the fellas who are delivering food, they just don't have them. Well, here's an interesting sight from the middle of Nuneaton today. There's an e-bike being ridden without a helmet on the throttle. And who's this? But what's this? Here are some local councillors, and behind them, an illegal moped or motorbike. Well, and the police do have clampdowns on these occasionally, but there's still a lot of them going around. Well, first thing you can see, they have no number plates on and they have no crash helmet on. So straight away, they are illegal. The odd thing is, of course, I understand the police can't chase them either on a motorbike or in a car if they've got no crash helmet on, because it's too dangerous for them. So how do they enforce it? With difficulty. The next stage up is an e-motorbike. An e-motorbike doesn't have pedals necessarily. I don't know if they do or don't, might be between. But they don't have pedals. So you just jump on, switch it on, turn a throttle, whoomp, and away you go. And they actually rocket along. The electric power that is produced is just unbelievable. And they'll nip up to 50, 60 miles an hour in no time at all. Correspondingly, they need to be insured, number plates, and a crash helmet, and at some point L plates on, unless you pass your motorbike test. And they are brilliant for getting around, particularly in London, or if you want to go on motorways or bigger roads and get up to some speed, absolutely fine. But again, they're totally misused. I have seen young kids, I can only suggest they were 15, 16, doing wheelies up the middle of the road, on a main road, no helmets, no number plates, on electric bikes. Just crazy. I had a word with one of these lads, and it was in a children's park. And I said, well, you're riding an electric bike around the park. You know, if the police stop you and they will confiscate your bike and crush it. Well, not true, but in his form of response was not particularly polite. And he said, the gist of his message was, yeah, they tried to catch me once. I just set off at 60 miles an hour. And if he's flying through the park at 60 or even 40 or 50 miles an hour, what do? There's very little they can do. The only thing they can try and do is work out where these kids live and hang out close to where they are and catch them when they come out, which seems, I don't think they do that often. In the end, of course, what happens is the people who ride these vehicles illegally, they just get on with it because they know the police are not really going to do anything about it, despite the rules and regulations, which I will outline now. Well, here we are in the Nuneaton town centre, a couple of lads riding through, quite sedately. Is that okay? Are cyclists allowed in Nuneaton town centre? Yes, cyclists are allowed in Nuneaton town centre, providing they ride responsibly. There is no blanket ban on cycling in the town centre. However, under a Public Spaces Protection Order enacted by Nuneaton and Bedworth Borough Council, authorities target nuisance or dangerous cycling. The rule: cyclists can freely ride through the town centre as long as they do not act in a malicious, reckless or dangerous manner that causes harassment, alarm or distress to pedestrians. Enforcement: if a cyclist or a group, specifically groups of 3 or more, is riding irresponsibly, police or council officers can order them to dismount and walk. Penalties: failing to comply or breaching the antisocial behaviour rules can result in a £100 fine. Can you ride electric scooters in Nuneaton and Bedworth? No. Privately owned electric scooters are strictly illegal to ride in Nuneaton town centre because e-scooters are legally classified as motor vehicles in the UK. They require proper licensing, tax and insurance. Since it is currently impossible to get insurance for a private e-scooter, riding one in any public space, including the town centre, pavements, roads and parks, is a law violation. Furthermore, because Warwickshire is not participating in any government rental trials, there are no legal hire schemes available in Nuneaton. Fines and points. You can receive a £300 fine and 6 penalty points on your driving licence. If you do not have a licence yet, that's you're underage, the points will be deferred and applied as soon as you get one. Town Centre PSPO. Nuneaton and Bedworth Borough Council has a Public Space Protection Order in place, giving police extra powers to target individuals scootering or cycling in a dangerous or antisocial manner. The only place you can legally ride a privately owned e-scooter is on private land with the explicit permission of the landowner. Let's have a look at the e-mopeds or e-motorbikes, which I would distinguish by saying that they have a throttle on the handlebars, so you don't necessarily need to pedal to make them go. And of course this one here you can see does have a pedal, but if it's got a throttle, that's the main issue. Right, let's have a look at the sort of moped 50cc equivalent, capped at a maximum speed of 28 miles an hour. Ideal for city commuting and can be ridden from age 16 with a CBT certificate. The slightly bigger ones, 125cc equivalents. For riders looking for more speed, these models can reach 45 miles an hour to 60 plus. They require you to be at least 17 years old and hold a CBT or a full motorbike licence. Well, I was hoping this road was going to be closed, but it's very quiet anyway. It's just about 3 minutes past 9 a.m. and we shouldn't see too much. I've been here for about 10 minutes. I've seen one motorbike and a push bike come by, so it should be okay. I'm going towards Upton, and it's a very quiet road, and with a bit of luck it should be okay. I just hope a car doesn't come towards us. But yeah, the thrill of this drone running ahead of me here is just terrific. So, having stated my case about the electric bikes, I think the reason I wanted to do it was because there is... Whoa, hold on, baby. I'm going to get the... We've got drama here. That is a red kite, and there's a crow with its obligating. I'm going to give it trouble. There it goes. Chasing after it. Look at it. I mean, the red kite is huge, and that little crow behind it, although that's a big bird, is just going for it. Look at it. Wow. Well, I could watch that all day. I'll have to press on. Right, where was I? Before I was rudely interrupted by a red kite being chased by a crow. Yes, the reason I wanted to specify this stuff about the e-bikes and so on is because even on the radio now they're just talking about e-bikes. End of. This is an e-bike. This is perfectly legal. I don't need any restrictions on it. It just helps me pedal along. That's all it does. Whereas e-mopeds and e-motorbikes, totally different. Oh, have I mentioned e-scooters yet? Ha ha ha. Well, it just so happens that for most places, e-scooters are illegal. You cannot ride them on the road, on the path, and parks, anywhere, unless they are hired. That is because they would be then insured properly. And in the area that I live, Nuneaton and Bedworth, none are for hire. Therefore, anyone's seen on an e-scooter is riding it illegally. And I see them all the time. So that's, again, they're great to get around on. I like them. But there's just flagrant abandoning of any rules, which I find a little bit disturbing. Well, we've now got, there's a kestrel gone off that way. Oh, it's all birds of prey today. Wonderful. Right, I better not push my luck much further, and I'll bring this drone in. You know the way, don't you? Just stick my hand out. Ah, like holding a plate. And it'll come in. Are you ready? Come on in, baby.
Returning to Palm. Landing.
Well, don't you just not like it when the weather forecast is correct? Because it said it was going to be thundery, and over there, look, that looks thundery. So I better get off and set off and get home before I get soaked. And that's plenty of time because it's only 20 past 9. I was planning to stay out much longer, but yeah, just making this point about the e-bikes, and let's get the definitions right, know when you can and can't use them, and let's see, I don't know what the police and the authorities can do to regulate them, because they don't seem to be able to do anything. Meanwhile, the folk on them are just going all over the place. There's a chap fidgeting about with the Upton sign. We'll see what that's about later on. Well, I've stopped at this field, which has got a beautiful pattern of it's been corn on the cob stuff. I don't know what the farmers would call it, just corn, I suppose. But it's been harvested, very dry of course, but terrific patterns on the field. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to fly the drone over this field. I'm sure the farmer won't mind. Thanks for watching. I'll turn off here and you'll see me in the next one. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.